be, but in terms of impact, it's really hard to chase down these other mobile champions that ThunderTalk had in that game. So maybe a different one would be better in this particular game, especially that now they are on the red side.
It's just a lot harder to execute. Not like the Camille, right? Like if you pick the Camille, one Hextech Ultimatum, your problem has been solved. Right?
But lock down that one champion.
Like if you're the Jax, you have to find, you know, the proper angles. Your leap strike is definitely going to help you in that. But poke shot is a lot better, you know, in comparison. But enough of that. That's game number 1. I don't think Jax would see light in this game number 2. But if it, you know, if it happens, I hope it wins, because I feel bad whenever Jax loses.
Interesting enough, we do see for the first time ever the Senna being banned away. Ziggs is open, but so is the Gwen here that WHG can actually utilize. ThunderTalk might be happy to take the Ziggs, especially with the performance of Chin earlier, doing massive amount of damage, and was actually looking forward to seeing the damage chart earlier. But here in the second game, we are going to be seeing it for sure this time.
Ziggs and the Gragas being separated once again. The duo that can easily win you the pressure game. I'm actually expecting WHG to go for Corki, just because it's also a perfect pairing for that champion since Senna has been banned away. But another showing for the Olaf. This time, it would go to the hands of WHG. Meanwhile, ThunderTalk, again going for the standard Galio, has the threat to go for the Vi for that patented Vi Ziggs Galio combo.
Actually, we do see a lot of success with the Vi pick, and it is one of the favorites of the APAC Conference junglers, especially with their aggressive nature in all of the games. Having a nice synergy with other aggressive champions as well, like the Riven, like the Zed. Whenever they want to pin a single champion down, that is the go-to. ThunderTalk right now are going for multiple layers of CC and going for AoE, crowd control, and damage. Wukong would suit so good in this lineup right now of ThunderTalk, but WHG are banking on AoE damage and shields as well.
Yeah, and also an Enchanter that is a perfect pairing to the Olaf. I miss the days of, you know, picking Enchanters to boost the Olaf's confidence. But really, like, if we're looking at the biggest picks and bans right now, there's still a lot to unpack. You know, for ThunderTalk, there is a possibility of this Wukong going to the mid lane or the Baron lane. So we could still see the Vi. But it looks like the WHG did their homework and would not be happy to see Z on the Zed, right? Yone has been banned away just because WHG has the first pick in the second rotation. But again, when talking about both these teams, it does look like the WHG is trying to borrow some of the playbook by ThunderTalk by going for Olaf very aggressively, which means that they want to dictate the tempo at the early start of the early phase of the game.
Would it be also risky to leave the Olaf open to ThunderTalk if ever, you know, ThunderTalk has some interest in taking this champion up? Because the synergy would be massive once again. You have the Hero's Entrance, you have the Mega Inferno Bump to just tunnel through as Xby engages into anyone really in that fight. And he had a big impact earlier in the game number 1, from the early game down towards the early game, despite him dying in sometimes. When he dies, he actually did his work already, and it's just up to the rest of ThunderTalk to finish the job for him.
It helps when you have Z to clean things up for you, right? Like Z was just a perfect pairing for Xby. Although Xby didn't really show up in the kills department, Z was there to finish the job for them. Now WHG, this is also going to be very scary if you are ThunderTalk, because now you have the pairing of the Olaf plus the Gwen. Both these champions does pack a lot of damage, and Garen does make sense just because of that execute. We always have talked about Garen as a soft counter to the Olaf, which was fully utilized by WHG earlier. You know, Olaf goes in, Olaf goes below 20%, easy execute for the Garen right away. But now ThunderTalk would be the one playing the Corki, so
Ooh, okay.
Oh my! All right, okay. So the Corki plus the Ziggs, it's been a long time since we've seen this, and now the jungler would be of course, as a Wukong for ThunderTalk. Lots of crowd control, but more than that, the scaling component, once you have the Quirky and the Ziggs, once it reaches the late game, it's just so easy to execute. You have a lot of folks, you have a lot of engage as well with the Wukong, with the potential of the package plus Galio delivery system as well. Again, when it comes to just looking at the ease of execution, which team composition is a lot easier to execute, I believe ThunderTalk has the one up.
And here's the thing as well. Most of the time we do see like Gwen going straight towards the back line. Not scared at all with any front line because he has the snip sip anyway to shred all those tanky members that will come try to block his path. So Chin might have a hard time, but since Z actually picked up the Corki, that leaves extra room for damage capability here for ThunderTalk. They now have more areas that they can actually tackle against WHG with the linear composition actually that WHG has, because their only strategy here is to go straight at ThunderTalk and try to pin them down. They have an enchanter, they have the crowd control from the Gragas, and they have the tools actually to shoot them down from long range with the Jayceer of closer. And ThunderTalk, they're gonna be looking for other angles here to shake things up, to take WHG into a difficult terrain.
Front to back is going to be the name of the game for ThunderTalk. And welcome back. The original interface that we are expecting to see. The 1v1 though, this is interesting. A flash.
Ooh.
That I believe is a flash and an ignite that was traded for a ghost and an ignite. Again, if you are the Gwen user, oftentimes you would not go for the flash. You go for the ghost, but there is a potential level 1 all-in from Shin. He's just waiting for the cooldowns, I know that.
He's definitely looking for that first blood. Almost got through Lemon earlier. But now they're just gonna be playing it a little bit safe. SMY is helping out Z in this early game a little bit, as he did see Gragas just hovering there as well. But as WHG plays it out really slow as well, just waiting for August actually to pop off, it will give ThunderTalk some breathing time as well, because the Wukong takes a little bit of time to scale up as well, just waiting for that level 5 for the Cyclone, and before that actually it doesn't have that much impact as yet. So similarly, with the Olaf, they're just gonna be tempoing themselves in the first 5 minutes of the game.
I'm trying to look into the names of the players, and I did notice that Mikey was subbed in. Intended for Spark, I guess, because I know that Mikey, his role is to be the Dragon Laner. But we will be looking into that real quick. But that's a very interesting substitution. Lemon, though, receiving, a decent amount of damage. But again, when talking about the early rotations, we have to look at the supports. The supports would be the one dictating where the junglers would be comfortable in ganking. If someone shows up on the bot lane, if someone shows up on the mid lane, chances are, the supports would try to get advantage on the top side and would try to get some minions and also a kill.
Oh no.
Look at this.
Oh, that is so bad here for Mikey. So unfortunate getting caught up there by Shin and SMY. And first blood handed over already to ThunderTalk. And that's going to be a big oopsie here on the side of WHG. We wanted to just get some vision, but vision was already set up there by ThunderTalk in his area. He just caught up in the mix in that.
Good start. Like Yao was actually doing a good job earlier, right? As we look into the replay, we saw that SMY, it's just that timely death rush, right? There's no vision. Mikey went for the face check, and you don't do that against the Galio. Never.
Because the crowd control is just so long with the Galio. You have the taunt, you have the knock up as well, and he immediately got silenced as well because of Shin's Garen. So quite unfortunate, but there's still a lot of room, of course, to catch up once again here. He is the playmaker here of WHG, similarly towards Yao earlier in his performance with Gragas, having a big impact in most of the fights, setting up the plays for WHG. And right now ThunderTalk just has a little little bit of a gold lead.
Shall dive?
Just mostly on the
Oh.
Garen. August gonna be trying to force a flash at least here onto Chin. Really good timing actually, because well, given that SMY is on top side, no one can actually protect this thing.
But the tower plates is the agenda for WHG. August was able to get 3 tower plates in the process, and there's going to be no contest at all. This is what we expected, right? This is a double scaling composition for the side of ThunderTalk. You have the Corki, you have the Ziggs. It's all about wave clearing, all about getting the tempo. And on top of that, you have a Wukong as your jungler, which is not really the best pre-level 5 champion in the game. So if you are ThunderTalk, these are the punches that you are willing to take in the first few minutes of the game, because by the later rounds, by round number 8 or 9, boxing references, you would be in a lot better position overall. So if you're WHG, you have to continue to play aggressive and mitigate, and you have to play safe as well, because earlier we saw Mikey going over aggressive. That really was not the plan for them.
Yeah. I think that one of the problems here of WHG though in this early game that kind of causes them to not be aggressive in the early games, that the Gwen and Garen matchup isn't really that much gankable for the Olaf. There's no crowd control that Lemon can actually set up for top lane. Mid lane is kind of difficult to execute as well, because the Corki has the Valkyrie just to create some space and exit. And ThunderTalk right now, given the opportunity given to them towards taking this RH, you are starting it very fastly, has taken it as well. But props to WHG as well, immediately answering back with a dragon takedown.
Explosive gas. Good flash though.
Of course. Yeah, you have to dish it away. But this tower is about to get taken down. Chin is eyeing on that satchel for sure.
I think he needs to auto attack it at least once with the passive. Satchel charge here in Wild Rift isn't really going to be, an easy execute, because it scales up with levels. And bouncing bombs is, of course, your first level to max out. Now, looking at that trade-off in the Ocean Dragon is going to be very beneficial, especially towards Gwen and a lot of champions here by WHG. But if you're ThunderTalk, you were happy, definitely happy with that trade, because it allows you to prolong the game. If you take away the Red Herald from your opponent that wants to accelerate the game, you basically do an addition by subtraction, right? And now ThunderTalk is happy with that trade-off, was even able to get a good chunk of health on the mid lane tower. As we look into the net worth of the players, you can see that XBuy is currently leading by a bit, but there's a 1v1 here, a Ragnarok plus a flash. Good respect.
Yeah. Has to pay respect towards XBuy, especially with the amount of farm that XBuy already has gotten over the past few minutes, playing it, efficiently and safely as well.
Wait. It's definitely not in the execute range, that's for sure. But Shin, maybe he wanted to test if there is going to be any bug whatsoever. No.
I'm just so sad.
It's so
one
funny.
more auto attack, maybe, and it would be enough.
Definitely. One more auto attack, especially with the passive available to the Ziggs. It will be a lot easier for the execute to happen. But if you're the Ziggs, this is your role, right? You prolong the game by making sure that your tower in the mid lane is defended. And now there's going to be a very interesting matchup as well, because when talking about Jace versus Corki, oftentimes you would favor the Corki just because of the amount of barrages that you can do with your ultimates. But if there's one thing that you can do on the Jace that you cannot do on the Corki, is that you can build the Hull Breaker, right? So this 1v1s on the side lane could benefit the Jace more, but there's a rotation. There could be a gank on the bot side. There we go.
Already Closer taking that tower. Closer will just fall back after the engage there by SMY. Almost really close actually in taking that tier 1 tower down in the bot lane of ThunderTalk. And this dance of bot lane and mid lane towards those towers has been going on for almost 3 minutes now. Chen just unfortunately could not clear the waves fast enough and have the waves connect towards the tower so he can actually go in with an auto attack and the satchel charge. And it's all because of the karma here of Spark. You know, just clearing the waves really fast, as well as Mikey.
The one benefit that we talked about, Giang, of going for the Jace instead of the Corki is that you will have access to the Hull Breaker. And because of the amount of effort that was placed by WHG on the bot side in where they were able to get multiple power plates, pre 5 minutes, it was easily closed out by Closer, right? Now he has 2 items, Black Cleaver plus Hull Breaker. You could easily say he already has the damage necessary to contest this next objective. In 13 seconds, there will be another Rift Herald, and if you're a ThunderTalk, again, your goal is to prevent WHG from getting this.
Yeah, even Lemon is starting to be scared right now. Riftmaker and a Nashor's Tooth, that will give him so much dueling power and sustain as well. Now they are going towards the Rift Herald side. That's a big engage toward with the Olaf, but a lot of damage was actually taken there by August. Has to fall back for now. Cass doing a lot of work. XY goes in with a Cyclone. They want to take this RH. Will they be able to do so? Yeah, they do, but they have to fall back now as they are a little scattered. Shin has a flash away, will be able to escape, and ThunderTalk actually gets away with a free objective.
Oh, and again, if you're August, you cannot go back in. Just the threat of that execute coming from the Garen is just going to be very scary. Right now, they were able to take down the tower in the mid lane, and it looks like the ThunderTalk is planning to use the Rift Herald to even open up more spaces for themselves. The bot lane tower is now in the process of being taken down. The dragon will be spawning in 10 seconds, and I believe, you know, both these teams would be in the position to go for a huge fight here, especially if there's going to be a Mountain Dragon. We all know that Mountain Dragon is one of the chunkiest dragon in the game, so it's going to be a lot harder to, you know, rush this down. So now Mikey, and of course the support on the other side, which is the Galio, would be very important in this event.
Death Dance completed by August. That will help him, you know, have a bit of some sustain in a sense if he gets some takedowns here. SMY took a bit of damage there from the pokes, especially with the undertow of August.
There's a package.
WHG wants to group up here. Yeah, package is available for IZ, but so far they're not finding the proper angle to take on WHG, and the pokes are starting to hurt coming from this team, especially from Spark. They have to engage 4,000, meaning it reset. Oh, that's so unfortunate here for WHG, but they're still committing onto it. Big possession here by Shin. That's a good flank. Again, for the bomb, gonna be used already, but immediately dodge here by Lemon. Shin now onto the backside. They want to get the steal, but unfortunately able to do so. X5 with a nice Cyclone, but Lemon is snipping him off. Now ThunderTalk loses nobody, but they will be just disengaging for now, and WHG gets this dragon again.
The hero's entrance wasn't used on the Wukong. If it was used on X-Buy, it could have been a disaster for the side of WHG. I didn't know who got the dragon, but luckily for us, we got the replay here. Looking at the Mega Inferno Bomb, it could have been used later down the drain. I mean, look at this. There's a lot of health bars critical for the side of WHG, but no execute that happened. Again, ThunderTalk, again, playing to their strengths. The Mountain Dragon did actually go to the side of WHG, which is going to really help them on the scaling side of things. But, I mean, unless it's going to be the 3 Dragon win condition that we've been talking about a lot of times before, Giyang, I still feel, you know, the scaling of the Quirky and the Ziggs would be a lot harder to stop come late game.
Yeah. But they have 2 of 3 dragons already here on the side of WHG, and just one step away from having the best possible, one of the best possible win conditions here, especially in the scaling side, because Lemon earlier was doing massive work actually. You know, pressuring X-Buy into disengaging after using the Cyclone, and you know the timing was also a little unfortunate onto ThunderTalk. Especially with the hero's entrance, but it's a little bit of a mishap only. But we do see still a stability on the side of ThunderTalk, still matching in terms of gold, and that's the important thing since they still have the late game insurance, the Corki, as well as the Ziggs for later on. Just holding off mid lane for now.
Still is a better game overall for WHG. Again, if you draft a carry for Lemon, chances are he will perform even better than he's used to. And you know, there's a big difference between a Garen and a Gwen, right? I know they both start with a letter G, but Gwen performs better.
Oh,
overall.
Oh no! SMY though getting caught. That is unfortunate. Doesn't have a flash. Justice punches away.
Okay.
Will be able to escape. That was a close one. I believe Mikey wanted to commit fully into that fight as well. They want to give respect towards Shin and Shin.
Mm-hmm. And Warmugs, I believe, has been No, not yet. Is that Warmugs? No, that's just innate. Regen coming from August.
Mm-hmm.
Now Lemon is going to get unchallenged here in the side lanes. This will be a lot harder for Shin now, right? Especially looking at the levels. I believe, you know, the level advantage was on the side of Lemon, because that's a Gwen. It's a lot easier to really lane. But there's really a distinct way.
Oh no! SMY again becomes the target here with WHG. A little bit too tanky to be a target though here, as he is still able to escape. And ThunderTalk is starting to see a pattern here coming in from WHG. Yep. Maybe they can have a good answer later on, since most of the time it's just SMY becoming the target.
Yeah, but SMY did build the Force of Nature, which allows him to mitigate a lot of magic damage coming from the side of WHG. And looking at their lineup, there's only 2 AD damage that can really threaten SMY. In the process, actually a very good item buy. Most of the time we see Galio going for the Warmugs, or maybe even armor items, but this Force of Nature, it's actually a lot more beneficial for him, at least in the first few minutes of the game. Shin, by the way, is less than half health. No, half mana. So this could be very scary. They would be spotting Lemon here. Alright, easy miss.
Yeah, that's the thing about Gwen. Especially when you're being engaged by a ranged champion, it'll be definitely safe. It's much more scary to be a ranged champion going towards the inside the range of a Gwen than a melee one. Because with the items that he has picked up already, is definitely banking on a lot of damage. Shin gonna go in towards August, but not really the best possible timing just yet. They're just gazing onto each other, waiting for the next dragon to actually spawn up. But so far, it seems like WHG still has full control of this game, and ThunderTalk was just, you know, trying to get some opportunities.
Kind of expected. Again, you are on the scaling side of things, right? Like, as long as this tower in the mid lane doesn't break apart, WHG will be in a position in where they cannot really overchase. Now ThunderTalk has decided to really commit, because now they took the package. They're trying to get priority in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Infernal Dragon has been started already.
They are committing onto this. ThunderTalk wants to intercept, but Kaz is actually amazing. X-Bot!
Oh no!
Is forced to go golden. Here's entrance, a little bit too late, but now they have control over this Drake. Will WHG contest once again? The package actually crosses the path here. Valkyrie's away, and that's a good steal coming in from X-Bot. Now WHG loses the dragon. Would they commit into a fight? That they go in towards the Wukong, gets the kill, and now they disengage. But ThunderTalk is more than happy with what they gotten already.
Again, this is we're talking about Z, the star player from ThunderTalk, and when needed most, he's able to make plays for them and for his squad. WHG trying to chase, but and again the process or the overchase cannot really happen with towers being up and sturdy. Right now, Giyang kill count 2-2, but most importantly, ThunderTalk was able to prevent the third dragon win condition. Look at Z, still has the package available. WHG. I mean, for me, if you are WHG, there's actually a window for them to wait for the package to expire. It's nerfed to 45 seconds, I believe, in terms of expiry, and well, they decided to start the Infernal Dragon, and the consequence of going impatient in that team fight alone was that Infernal Dragon being gifted over the scaling composition of the side of ThunderTalk.
Yeah, the timing was just so eminent there in that fight. Also, the hero's entrance, the Cyclone, you know, queued there by XBuy was amazing to create some space and force WHD to fall back. The package was a bit of an extra cherry on top on that play. to give, to prevent WHG from ever having access towards the dragon. Now, as they deny that trio dragon stack from WHG, now they can actually, sneak towards this Baron pit, since they have a Shin as a Garen that can actually just split push on the bot lane.
Yep. And can I be honest with you for a sec here, Young? I'm kind of triggered, right? Because WHG had the perfect opportunity to actually win that fight, but Mikey...
They're the ones want to trigger the fight right now. X-Buy might actually get taken down, but no stasis so far. Nice Cyclone has a second one as well for the disengage. And a nice exit here by ThunderTalk so far. WHG are trying to create some opportunities, but so far, they're not able to close it out.
It's hard to gank a Wukong, especially if he's with a Galio. The front to back from ThunderTalk would just be so hard to penetrate. And looking at the player counts of ThunderTalk, I believe they're content with what's happening right now. Now they can plan Vision. Z is already close to level 15. I believe his items is almost complete. Looking at his items right now, that's 3 items for him already. Trinity for his Muramana, and even has the Rift Maker. Could even go Infinity Edge as his 4th item here. And once he's at that level, it's going to be a lot harder for WHG.
Closer deals a lot of poke damage, especially with the Shock Blast, but so far, Z is starting to hurt as well as he gets his items. Now we are at the 20-minute mark. Elder Dragon fight is very much possible, and we have seen this earlier as well. And ThunderTalk was the one who actually won that fight. Ditched the Elder Dragon and went for the game-ending push in the mid lane. Can WHG finally find the best possible opening and close it out better than ThunderTalk? Because they're banking on everything right now. They're one lose away from losing in the series as well. And ThunderTalk, they want to get this 2-0.
It's a lot harder. And looking at the items here by ThunderTalk, looking at X-Buy, he has the Seed Jar. So he wants to clear vision as much as possible. And that's something that, you don't often see. But now, finally, WH is able to bridge away.
Almost. Good attempt on the steal there, actually. But still, WHG will be able to get it for themselves. Elder Dragon being started here by ThunderTalk, but I'm actually quite scary to see them, committing onto this if ever. Lemon wants to serve as the front line here, just showing their presence. The Shock Blast, getting some of the members here of ThunderTalk. They managed to pull them away from the Elder Dragon. But what's next? There's a wave crashing in the top lane. ThunderTalk has to answer this.
Yep, they have to send someone to respond. I believe that's going to be Shin. Does he have the teleport? We will be finding out real soon. By the way, Sterak's Gauge has been completed for Z. That's one of the changes in the most recent patch that we have here in Wild Rift. Do not be surprised. We have ranged champions buying Sterak's Gauge now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, let me guess. The last item Amaranth, because why not?
Maybe, that's if Z wants to have full immunity from the burst coming in from WHG, why not?
I don't really need that though. Like, I feel like he needs more damage. But man, Sterak's Gauge on the Corki. Plus the stasis, it's going to be a lot harder to kill this Corki.
Yeah, because most of the time, especially with the standard builds that we have seen even before, yeah, you have a lot of damage with the Corki, but he is very easy to burst out. And I think that's one of the goals here of WHG. They want to burst the Corki out so that ThunderTalk won't have that much threat anymore. Because the next target will just be Chin if ever the Corki falls down. But with the Sterak's, it actually helps him so much in terms of durability. Maybe he can pick up another item, maybe, even have a Guardian Angel if ever he wants to have that second life. WHG will just start this Elder Dragon up, actually. August is attacking it already. They have a pink ward as well, so ThunderTalk doesn't have any information inside this Dragon Pit.
Yep, and X-Buy is trying to rush here. Half health on the Elder Dragon, Young.
Yeah, they want to commit onto this. That's a flash by Mikey, but a little bit missing on the margin there for the cast. Now it gives a space here for ThunderTalk. SMY
Jin?
just wanting to go with the
Jin's
shield of Duran. Oh, that's a cannon falling down. That's one frontline here for ThunderTalk. And WHG are sensing blood. They're still complete. Grouping up now as they disengage. Maybe they can just go for a reset, or maybe they can force ThunderTalk to commit on this Elder Dragon. They're going for plan B.
Yep. League of Warmogs, everybody. You can see the Mikey and the Agas is now regenning in health, but this is still very risky. The jungler is still alive. This is a flip. SMY goes in.
Yeah, goes golden as well, but might have to trade his life for this. Beacon for the bomb gonna be used here as well.
Z has the package though
from the Wukong. Yeah, Mike able to
the
time
package.
it. Splits them up. This is really good for ThunderTalk. A lot of low HP
Oh,
members as well on
he's
WHG,
dead.
but it gets piled on. Oh no! WHG has gotten the fight. So many dead members here on the side of ThunderTalk. 3 in total. And WHG, they're going for the push.
2 people alive. SMY does have a little wave clear. Is it enough? Shin is still very tanky. Could execute one of the members here. WHG doesn't care.
They want a game. They want a game number 3. They want to extend the series, and they will get it. Deja vu, as this time WHG pushes mid.
Who needs Elder when you can finish the game? And WHG returns the favor. ThunderTalk suffers defeat here. And what a game. Again, I thought that, you know, at one point the scaling is going to be very hard to challenge for the side of ThunderTalk. But because of one overextension, because of Garen